up. We've seen a lot of this Jhin plus Jace sort of poke composition, and the Lee Sin as well. This is a pairing we saw from SK. Really did not work, but one that they want to run back and try again. And now Skumon with the final pick here will just pick up the Skarner, I think.
Diving an Olaf may be difficult at this stage. The Ignite on Rooster, though, might be enough to help.
It's a very confident maneuver. Broken Blade just running away from the tower. He's a bit trapped here. Ushering him in. He's just going to focus on clearing out the wave. Axe connects. Nice flashback to keep things going. Still living for a little bit too long. Rooster, though, going to be able to grab first blood. Well executed by the side of Shifters.
Nicely done by Shifters. Sheo calling off the camp to help out Rooster. Works out incredibly well, but bot side, there's 3 members of Shifters moving up this way.
This is cyberbullying.
Yep.
Broken Blade is being bullied.
He's level 5 still.
Level 5. No flash. They're good. I like that. Slow him down with the fruit. Quick distraction, honey fruit. Eat these. I'll escape. Trying to go through the wall. Caught out here. It's going to be locked up. They don't want to push too far into G2's jungle. They don't really have great information. That does mean that Hansama was in an isolated 1v1 versus Paduk, which he should win out on.
They lost sight of Hansama. Basically left the lane, so they didn't know if there was going to be more attention coming that way. And there's very little wards on the map, really, for Shifters to kind of spot out what is happening. So that's where they do back away, so they just go for the play on the Void Grubs, which, honestly, big benefit for Rooster, because he's tearing through these towers, and now there is still no one on this top side, and Broken Blade's completely alone.
That he is. Do they have the damage? He's CC immune. Yes, they have the damage. He's going to clear the wave. They got the ulti. Now they wait for the next wave, and they go for the re-dive, I imagine, although Ship may not want to wait. Going for the E. We're going mid lane instead, because there might just be a 1v1. Curtain call called out. Double ultis used on Caps, but his movement is too clean. Oh my God, he dodges everything. That's why he's the GOAT.
And Broken Blade got away in that top side as well. Sheo didn't want to invest the kick, so Rooster just making sure that this Olaf loses as much as possible. At 6k gold lead, and the tower hasn't even fallen yet.
Yeah, to be fair, Broken Blade did have to burn his flash to escape, so like this lead is exceptional, is massive. It's that they can't convert it into a greater advantage for the team. Lebrov, flash does get the flash out of Nuke, who's immediately going to respond. Lebrov in trouble. Rooster coming off to the side, but the first shock blast not going to connect. However, he's got more than enough damage to finish the kill as he manages to take down Lebrov, and Shifters now a perfect setup for the second trade.
Yeah, Shifters is able to get onto the Dragon first, even at push on bot side, so with the Jace coming over, Shifters get a kill, and they get that Drake. Will give BB a little bit of time to push out this top wave, but Shifters clean control here in this early game.
And that was one of his few waves this month. Rooster finally left, so
pressuring towards his top half because they just lost the bottom lane Territoriana.
Yep. Bottom lane tower will fall, but Shifters are set up for this Herald. Likely going to use it to break down mid lane, but mid lane still has 4 plates up, so the charge won't quite be enough to finish it. Rooster rapidly burning through that mana pool. I imagine we're seeing Eclipse coming in next. See what the option is. G2 can contest. TP comes out from Nuke. I think just spotting Hansama, they weren't 100% certain. Rooster, keep your eyes on the shock blast. Skumon not the ideal
TP
target.
from Olaf though, so G2 understand they have good position here, and Shifters have to basically no information. That ward though.
Hansama, good initial engage from Lebrov. They're all out of position, and Nuke is instantaneously deleted. Shifters just didn't have the vision to step up there.
Well, I was meant to say this ward was doing wonders for them at the top of the screen. Like, it was making sure that they could spot out exactly wherever it was. They saw Caps was moving into Rivers, so thought maybe they'd have a moment, but the damage was way too high for them.
Ghost coming out from Broken Blade, looking to run down Sten. Zenith Blade not going to connect, and there's really nowhere for Sten to go. Olaf CC immune. Sten now in trouble. BB happy to have a bit of gold, but Hansama gonna take it away from him. No! Yeah, and again, an example of Shifters feeling a ton of pressure here. We'll watch the rest of this play out. We won't watch the rest of this play out. I take it back. Completely wrong. Skumon in trouble. TP going in. Kickback is there. Flash away. Knock into the wall. Rooster now on a killing spree. Shifters, what can they turn it into?
Could be the tower here. Orianna bot lane. You don't have Lebrov in the area either. Hans trying to help out. Oh, Sten! Oh, no!
No one is here to support you, my guy. Are they going to give this kill over to BB? No.
God, no.
My God! Someone give this man alone, please! Sheep detective for that Sten moment there. That was...
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to see him, you know, say, I'm going to go in, and the team go, we've got you, buddy, you know? Like a nice wholesome moment. But instead, they go too far, they die, Well, Sten does, and you also get Oriana taking plates on the bottom side. So, Shifters, okay.
Operation Bully BB, still ongoing, but Olaf is still Olaf! He missed on the axe. CC immune, running, sidestep, but the final auto will get him. Rooster on a rampage. But I will say, like, Shifters, it just feels like the pressure got to them, right? In that, in that play where Nuke and Sheo both get caught, they can just push mid and wait. Don't really have too much of a threat to the rest of the map. So G2 happy to just make the cross map happen. You can see on your mini map Caps pushing that top lane tower in the meantime. So it will just be the Hextech Drake traded for the top lane tower. 2 Drakes apiece now.
Yeah, and a lot of this game actually has been Cap silently getting a lead. Like, obviously, we talked about the turret plates a little bit, but just sticking over to level 15, he's kind of been the solo carry.
Interrupt on the Sten. LeBron now looking to get involved. Sten very tanky, but the Eclipse and the Aftershock will fade away soon. Flash already burned from Sten. Sten now locked up. Shifters debating if they can go for the re-engage here. It's a good gravity field from Nuke. Now the curtain call is there as well. Sheo goes in on a Hansama. Hansama flash away, trying not to get kicked back. Good damage from Hansama, but we can't keep our eyes there because Rooster now unstoppable, but will finally fall to Caps. Skewmon and Caps on the retreat. Sheo gonna get the 1v1 versus Hansama, and now he's looking to wrap around. Again, games like this, the gold chart can be a little bit deceiving because it's basically whose Fed member gets to be more active. This is not the Fed member. BB forced away from the tower. Shifters will knock this one down in just a moment. So Nuke trying to
max HP, which I'm kind of surprised at because with Olaf falling behind. Oh, hang on.
That thought. Lockdown on it. That's going to be big. Skewmon now in trouble. Sheo, nice kick to kick up 2, but he knocks Hansama out of the immediate area of the curtain call. Nothing else is going to happen. Rooster now on the chase. They're desperate to kill Skewmon. If they're able to do so, they might be able to take the Baron. Rooster coming in, looking to knock out Hansama. 1-2 punch with a thundering slam. Caps, though, has to make the difference. 2-man shockwave to keep things going. Rocket Belt out, looking to get away. Lebrov running for his life. Broken Blade wants to make a difference, but he's just forced to ulti. Shifters set up to take the Baron.
His Broken Blade screams of anguish as he runs away because G2 fall in the play. Shifters with a great pick. And as you say, Baron now off the back of this.
A damn good look. It is, I'm going to say hunting. I think it's the hunting. You can see they're taking a gajillion damage. Shockwave, something we're going to have to track. 3 items now for him as he's slowly getting that health bar chipped away at. Root connects, immediate ulti going to come out. Caps completely zoned away. Hansama now frontlining. Sheo off on the side. Kick through. Look, you get the 3rd Drake. You're building an even bigger gold lead. This all starts from the top lane in Rooster. The focus on Broken Blade paying off to build those advantages. And despite 1 or 2 hiccups early on.
There you go, though. That's kind of the play you want. That should net them that top side turret. The Shifter can move over, and 2 members low on G2. And now establish vision
top
control.
Side of the map, and another 2 or 3
I think they're about
in
to
the
take
bottom
the tower.
wave.
Yeah.
So they're going to not only grab the tower, but this is just 1,000 gold or so across top lane and bot lane. Going to get deleted here. Shifters could be so much further ahead, but over-focus on the objective and have not really set up the map for themselves.
And now they have no vision around here. It's so easy for G2 to set up a vision trap if they want to. And Shifters are going to struggle.
I mean, I will say, though, Rooster did just take about 600, 700 HP with a single Shock Blast combo onto Lebrov. So even though G2 are favored in the setup, Shifters haven't been playing the map perfectly. They might be able to bully their way into this one. Eyes on Hansama in the AP VAR assault. Curtain call coming out, looking to zone the rest of the team away. Lebrov fishing again for an engage, but won't find much of anything. 2K, objective getting lower, but Broken Blade the one to take it. Looking for a bit of redemption, but now he's locked in the pit. Brings Sheo back to the rest of his team. Instant knockback into the wall. A pullback right over. Broken Blade. The Baron trying to force a fight. 17 seconds on Sheo. No, they have the advantage here in this one. 5v4. Nuke's ulti in the midst of the pit. The Baron will fall in favor of G2, no doubt. Can Shifters keep the fight going? Broken Blade the only person they've been able to catch out, and he's CC immune now. Good body block on the Deadly Flourish. Shifters continuing to chase. If they let G2 escape with this Baron, it's a travesty.
Choke points are deadly, though. G2 know it. That shockwave.
Rooster looking to lock up Hansama. Don't forget, Hansama can just go golden in the blink of an eye, but he doesn't need to. Getting chipped away up with the Arcane Laser. Will finally do so. Now there's no follow-up. Nuke can just land the E, but he doesn't think to do it. Lebrov will go down, but his team managing to walk away with the Baron.
Paduk killed by Kaza. He gets hit with the Chains of Corruption. Has to step away. Shifters now on the flank with Paduk. He's in a terrible spot. As there we go, the pick.
Broken Blade now starting to take over. You have bullied this man for too long. Finally, the kick will come in, but he'll take out one in the meantime. He shot it. We'll have it up for the fight, crucially.
Flashes galore on Shifters carries, though, which makes this fight a little bit more difficult for Lebrov to set up. But Shifters, this is where you want to be. Look for the poke.
Crackdown onto Sheo. Good things get off. Sheo now in trouble. Needs to go back to his team. Has to flash to escape. That's the disaster. Now he's instantaneously knocked into the roll. LeBron running forward. Broken Blade untouched. Hans Sama coming in with big damage from the back line. Landing the abilities left and right. Olaf revenge story. It's beautiful to watch. He'll die in the end, even as Victor's ulti becomes massive. But it's a 2-for-2, Rob.
Yeah, the fact that you have both of those key ultimates up for G2 is massive, especially if LeBron can't find the engage, but curtain called.
Curtain call. LeBron kind of needs to body block this for Hans Sama. Hans now going to be in trouble. Rooster getting involved. Nice backstep. LeBron will be sacrificed, but that means the objective should be theirs to pick up. Might come down to the 50-50. 5K as they pull it out. Cap's now looking to get involved. Skewmon needs to get in the pit. 4K getting lower. Who's going to get it? The kickback is good. The shockwave is good. It's not enough. Sold to the side of Shifters.
Good upside, good upside.
Deserved. This man just walked back and forth for like 2 minutes. Dodged the bar assault, dodged LeBron's ult. They were so nervous. They knew they had to force.
And now you've got this fed Jace with the Hextech Soul that could poke you from a million miles away, try and set up for some of these plays. LeBron off in the wing, spotted by Shifters though, is BB's going.
Yeah, BB going all in, but Duck in trouble. BB still CC immune lives for far too long. But the resets coming in quickly on Nuke's ult. Decent damage on his Skewmon. Sheo off on the side fighting LeBron for some reason, but now Skewmon is in trouble. It's a good ulti from Hans Sama to kick things off, but Rooster is still standing tall. Hex Drake Silk procs coming in, but Hans Sama, you're just locked in the pit with all of Shifters. You won't even be able to pick one up. It's a Quadra. They're looking for the Penta. Caps rocket belt away, does not want to give it to him. Nuke incredibly low. It would be a risky proposition, but forget the game. Forget the scoreline or the importance in the standings. Penta kill. Say it to yourself, Shifters.
I mean, I think Shifters want the end. There's a massive wave on that inhibitor that's just been taken to the bottom side.
He wants the Penta. He's thinking about it.
But like, Caps could TP an end in that bottom wave. That bottom wave is massive.
Bottom wave is big. I don't think he can kill it fast enough? There's one wave coming. Okay. 12 seconds on LeBron, 15 seconds on BB. He's going to TP back to his own
Shockwave.
tower.
Yeah, Shockwave.
Goes golden, comes out, has to flash away. Shockwave! Claps Rooster! Shut down! One man versus the world. Shifters! I think it was the Penta.
The TP in behind. They're so
Shifters!
low. Broken Blade!
You were
He's
winning!
out for revenge!
You were taking everything! Broken Blade! The revenge tour continues. Stend interrupted. Stend about to fall. Vengeance! Laughter on the face of Rooster. What the hell is happening? He has to be perplexed. This Olaf that he so thoroughly bullied. But we're not in high school anymore. He's jacked. He's sexy. He's successful. This is the nerd that you picked on. And he's stalling the death from Stend, which is, I mean, we're Overwatch now, but it's a good tactic.
Yeah.
Man's not up for 50 seconds.
And G2 will get the Baron. There was damage already done to those Nexus turrets thanks to that massive wage as well as Shale.
Can't get anything done. Gonna get pulled back, has to run for his life. He knows the Baron is gone, but is his life out of the equation? Too Root is there. Shale, run! The burn! The burn! The burn!
Blackfire Torch lighting the way forward for G2. But now it's a funeral pyre, it feels like, for Shifters. The Baron is there. Rooster's trying to clear out the waves. Victor is resetting, but the march is going.
What is this game? What is this game? G2 got in the clutch. I'm not sure if it was the jaws of victory or defeat and who was snatching what, but G2 are winning now, and I guess that's all that matters. It's above it.
Whereas his super successful kids push down mid lane.
Yeah.
And are now going to make it very painful for the rest of you.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, turns out Magic Jam champions, especially with Blue Elixir, just obliterate towers. So G2, they went. This game looks close, and yet G2 are playing like they're 10 million gold in the lead. Shifters are a little bit dizzy. If they burn too many resources on Broken Blade, it's all going to fall apart. 7K, they do not have a jungler in the area, and now the interrupt comes in from LeBron James, who stops Shale from getting involved. Now G2 have everything they want. You have a Hextech Soul, we have an Elder Drake. Okay.
They're still going to chase them. Hans Sama, this could be such a big ultimate.
AP Varus, full build, ultimate and blight stack procs. How much damage are we talking here? I think instantaneous Penta.
I'm hoping so.
Shifters do have to group up on top of each other for no reason.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be nice if they did.
Shockwave plus
could just be homies.
Bar Assault combo. I think it's GG if they land it. They are notably splitting up. Oh, never mind, they're grouping. Fish in a barrel. Random ulti onto Broken Blade, probably not what they needed.
No,
Shifters doing what they can to hold the line, but all 3 inhibitors will be taken out. They need to weather the storm. 1 minute and 40 seconds. For the power of the wave crash at the same time. Yeah, this is going to be big. This is probably where G2 just start to land their poke. Curtain call burned, only connecting onto Skewmon. Now shifting the sights onto Caps. Decent damage, but a nice sidestep. Man dissonance. Lebrov locked up for a moment. Look for the re-engage onto Poduk, but won't find much. That's already going to be 1 kill picked up. But again, the Nexus is exposed, and that's all that matters. Broken Blade gonna finish the job! And what a comeback story. You love to see it. G2.
threat, but I don't know if it fits the composition particularly well, because I think you still do need a little bit more of engage. So, nah, gonna fit the bill here. Just gonna say, hey, look, get push, try and play for team fight engages. And I think it makes a lot of sense, like, and I expect that they're gonna try and play in the hopes that that's gonna grab spawns in the top half of the map and they can make something happen there.
Yep. Hans. Go for it. Caps has somehow escaped. The wall is there. Okay, this is...
Oh, no!
Oh!
He's in turret! No!
No, he's on turret range!
My
Oh my, what the? That's 2 push-ups for Finn and Jack. Really overcommitting resources to protect Nuke / contest the Scuttle Crab.
Huge sequence from G2 though, and great call, right? Knowing they had the upgraded smite, basic count in the Cheo couldn't get a gold lead off of the camps that you're going to pick. Or were they diving bot? Maybe they just thought bot.
They might just dive bot. Level 6 there for Hansama. Poduk does not have his.
Oh, Lebrov hit level 6 as well off that wave.
Q getting ready. Polymorph stop. Nice Ultra Mega Fire Kick. Immediate response, though, is the cease and desist. Poduk still living. Lebrov down, but the tower gets a kill. Hansama goes down as well. Oh, no. It's an absolute disaster. Shifters completely dunk on G2.
The fire kick doing a ton of work, but Caps gets the charm.
Charm just gonna look to run down Sheo. Nice flash away, tries to get tricky, but G2 immediately respond. They had vision to show where he was going. They do not hesitate to pull the trigger.
And winning out against Caps in the mid lane.
Yeah, so difficult for Caps to approach in a lot of those trades, and Nivea just one-shots the wave. Caps has to be willing to commit more as Rooster just continues to hold on to about a 400 gold lead. We'll see if he can get more here on the plates. His Broken Blade is very, very low. Both sides have access to their ultimates. Ulti back in the wall. Wall up, pop through. Broken Blade still lives. Pullback is there. Flash out from Rooster, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end. Hey. Members of Shifters are on the bottom side. Flash in from Nuke. Wall as well. Stun not going to connect. Lebrov getting cold down. The aggressive flash in Nivea gank was not on.
What's the call here, lads?
What are we doing? Okay. All right.
Definitely gave it enough wiggle room.
One of Shea's passives healing it up.
Caps pushed in bot lane and now maybe looking for that TP play though, which is why they're going aggressive.
Hansama going all in on the Poduk. Sheo trying to make the difference with the Crescent Guard, but Shifter's forced to flash away on Sten. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Broken Blade ready to go all out if needed, and it's absolutely needed against Rooster. Good side steps on the Q. Q flash coming in for Broken Blade to try to connect. Skewmon now looking to follow up with a cease and desist. They've isolated Sten and taken him out of the equation. Poduk trying to free fire from the back line, but doesn't quite have the damage to get through. And it's Hansama who's ready to take over. Flash forward, the double, the triple, the Yunara is online. Nuke trying to hold the line. A good sidestep, needs to get away, but he's been polymorphed. Charms knocked down. They're having an omelet in the mid lane. Hansama on a rampage, the unofficial Quadra. They're going to pick up their second Drake of the game. Shifter spent a lot of time posturing, but ultimately opting not to do anything here. Makes things a bit more difficult, but the good news is Rooster is able to grab that top lane tier 1.
Yeah, at least that was the fallback plan for Shifters there. Poke their head in to see what they could do once Hansama wasn't on, or was visible on mid-wave, but didn't want to pull the trigger onto Lebrov, especially when Skewmon was kind of waiting around somewhere. Had the Scuttle, or sorry, the Rift Herald as well, which could be used to help people escape. So go back off, trade for tower for Caps on the bottom side. So very much this game's still in G2's hands as a party. And Nuke opened the door and said, they're not allowed, and then just closed the door in their face.
He's the bouncer of the top lane tower. Rooster trying to bounce on top of Hansama, but he's been exhausted right for his biggest part of the damage combo. Flash over the wall from Broken Blade, looking to finish it as Hansama just continues to free fire. They're dying for no reason. As G2 are going to march down mid lane and take this tower completely uncontested. It will be traded elsewhere on the map for Rooster.
Yeah, I'd still argue more value for G2.
Nice. Did the math. Checks out.
Yeah, it takes significantly longer to get half of Broken Blade's outfire.
That's very true. So Mountain going to be picked up uncontested. Mountain. Rooster trying to move in. Baron and the extra wall means a decent angle. Interrupt on Paddock, good though. Caps trying to take things into his own hand. Charmlands into Paddock, Q in from Skewmon, doesn't even need the flash. Down goes the 80 carry. Nuke off to the side, but he's not hitting the key targets. Skewmon able to retreat. Eyes on Nuke, locks him up. Broken Blade also running, but in the extended fight, Nuke doing so much work. The wall zoning off Hansama completely broken. Going to fall, help shift the gold closer in Shifter's favor. Rocket Belt into the wall. He just got the flash. They can't keep getting away with it. Okay, no one starts screaming or Shifters will realize, and that would be unethical. LeBron in trouble.
I think what they're doing is unethical.
Are you kidding me?
Want to try and get as much value from it, and they know that it's going to be a little bit slow in the reset here for Shifters.
Yeah, that they do. Knock down this tier 2. Kind of expected with the Red Bull Baron power play, but now the gold lead 5K. It's going to grow a little bit more here as this tower falls. Only the bot lane tier 2 left standing to be a thorn in the side of G2's attempts to accelerate the pace of the game. Rocket Belt forward again. Hansama no flash this time. There's just a bit of an edge of the wall and he's trying to get through. Sheo about to get one pop, but manages to run out with the power of the ultimate. TP flank from Rooster. Eyes on the Gnar, but he's polymorphed in the midst of the team. Now finally gonna get the crash back onto LeBron. Hansama still untouched. Wall is there. Shifters winning the fight. Shut down on the Broken Blade. And the chase now coming out. Caps forced to ult away. Would love to stay hot on the heels of KC. Charm, good. Sheo now in trouble. Crescent guards used. There's not an immediate follow-up here, but Nuke is isolated on the side, and that might be all she wrote. Hansama ulting has transcended as Shifters do what they can. And Knight's Ultra Mega Fire Kick is simply not enough. That's the wave clear gone, deleted. Paddock does his best just to clear mid to stop there from being any follow-up push.
But they're trying desperately to keep this game alive. Because for Shifters on the opposite side, it has not been great for them on the scoreboard. They'd love a win here, but Paddock gonna fall.
Trying to get tricky with it. Ooh, Skewmon whipping it around at the last second. Hansama is the princess. He will get the support. Caps on the flank, though, might just be able to make the difference. Godlike once again. G2 ruthless in these picks. The triple for Hansama. He might be calling for the Penta. And G2 have the tools to give it to him. Flash forward, Hansama looking for the Quadro. Autos hitting left and right. Rooster running for his life. Hansama unkillable. Hansama legendary. Quadra can't get the unofficial Penta. Even if the timer elapsed, we'll give him credit. Dashing in. W. Paddock. Well, that's it. That's how it's going to end. Shifters held on for so long, but 2 quick picks on a nuke are all it took for G2 to end this one. G2, a 2-0, have locked themselves in playoffs, and in the end, finally Paddock will fall. G2, 12K in the lead, close it out.
A 6.4K lead for Hansama, the United.
Should be showing because we know that you're better than this.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point, right? That's why there is pressure, because we should be playing better than how we are. So I think that's why we are underperforming a bit.
Tell me a little bit about how your practice is changing. I know you gave an interview with Sheep. It was around the 2nd of August. You were telling me that, or telling them rather, that you didn't get the correct things out of practice, you felt. And we had a big conversation today about coaching and scrims and how they can be optimized. So let's start there. Do you feel your practice is yielding more?
I think a little bit. I think people tried a little bit more for sure. I mean, it's not like people are not trying. It's just very difficult to have the same environment on stage than scrims, I think. The feeling is just always really different. And if the difference between a player in the scrim environment and stage environment is too much, it's hard to practice the things we need to practice for the stage environment. Because maybe they flow very natural in scrims and there's not much thinking and more, it just works. And on stage you need like more strategy and tactics to win the games, not just winning your lane and snowballing, because we have good mechanical players for sure.
So we had G2, or Broken Blade and Lebrov on the podcast, and they talked about how Perks bringing a lot of joy to G2, but also like during scrims he's willing to go like, if BB is pushing a greedy wave, Perk says, greedy wave, in the middle of the scrim, right? Which I'm not really familiar with the coach doing that. Do you think that's something that could be implemented upon, or something that you would like for like Grabs to take a more proactive role and be talking in-game and being like giving ideas?
I mean, not necessarily Grabs, but in theory, a coach, I think it could be quite good. But,
Odo, maybe.
No, I mean, jokes aside, I think in a perfect world, people wouldn't need reminders like that, because you're really locked in on what you're doing and you're communicating it every time. But I think if these structures are falling apart in scrims, because maybe you're tilted, maybe you're losing the game, I think it's very good for a coach to remind it. And maybe Perks is like just a bit bored as well, because he's not playing, so he wants to still micromanage people.
Yeah, there's also KC who came out to say, oh, the first scrims of the day or the first games of the day, we only use pings, we don't use comms. What do you think about that as a concept?
I mean, we actually tried it as well. Like, I mean, over the years, I think this idea always comes up. I'm not sure exactly why. I think people just get tired of hearing each other, maybe, or the comms are so bad that you just don't want to talk. I think the idea is good if people focus more on themselves. I think it can easily happen that some people are very high energy, some people are low energy, and then you're practicing, and the things the person needs to say, the other person starts picking up and saying it for them, and then slowly you stop thinking yourself as much because you're just relying on somebody else making a call for you. So when you have no comms, obviously you have to think on your own, rely on yourself, and I think in that way it's very good, and you can also see like naturally that people understand the game, and you can have less clutter in the comms and less spamming stuff that's useless that people should know.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Something Finn mentioned as well is in XL, they were like studying Korean teams and they pinged on average 3 times more than what they were doing in XL. Do you think like doing this sort of practice can help you? Because I think a lot of voice comms are pretty useless. Like people say things that you should already know, and I feel like pings can be so useful. Like for example in bot lane, you want to go for a trade when the enemy crosses a certain line or goes for a certain minion. Pinging that is so much easier than saying that, right? Or at least in my opinion. What do you think?
Well, I think when you really are a good bot lane, it just happens naturally, like you just realize it. But bot lane is more like calling cooldowns maybe when you play Enchanter matchup. I think the shield cooldowns are very, very important, but other than that, you don't need that much communication for sure.
How do you feel overall with how the bot lane is evolving? There are whispers of the mage meta being completely dead or less dead, depending on who you ask, right, and how it's evolving. But how you felt overall, and how comfortable would you feel if it went back to it's only 2v2 lanes, the support can't roam that much anymore, there's no mages, and it's just like the purity of the role as it was designed?
Well, I would absolutely love it, of course. I think that's a huge strength of mine, my 2v2 laning. So if that's the meta, that makes me most happy, I think. So hopefully it stays this way. Wave clearing bot while top sides and supports are having too much fun. I don't like it. I want my support to be a bit bored, I think, in the game.
But Saboro was pretty crazy today.
Yeah,
like
he
on the
was.
Olaf, on the Rumble. What do you think about his like signing overall and what he's brought to the team? Because Odo said a lot that he's very smart about the game, which I think is kind of rare that an import brings. Today he got Kia Player of the Series. What have he brought for you to the team?
I honestly think he's a fantastic player. I think he's also very intelligent and has like a good read on what champions do and how to make them work and